Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 95 at the BS Machine, another installment into your midweek reminders. I don't know how many I've done. This is like number 4 or 5, just little midweek, little pick me up, couple of couple of minutes. Look, I'm just going to share with you one of the things that I'm sort of moving through at the moment, and I love just sharing what I'm learning. But one of the things not one of the things that the key thing the last couple of weeks I've been not even working through, but just been winning at is moving through resistance. And it's not just resistance; it's moving through resistance when you're going for something that you love, you're going for something that you want, you're going for something that's fucking important to your soul, and usually that's when the most resistance shows up. And the reason why that type of resistance is so intense is because when you're going for what you love, when you're going for what's important to you at a soul level, then it's like all your fears, all the inner, like the shit that lives underneath, the stuff that we shove under the carpet for years and years until we're courageous enough to go for our dreams, comes to the surface. Every single time you go for something that you love, this intense resistance pops up, and all the beliefs that you assume that are true about yourself come up. Like, I'm not good enough. I, you know, no one will like me. The information that I have to share is not good enough. People are gonna not get anything out of it. What, all these types of things, and these are just the things for me. And depending on what industry you're in, it's usually going to be the same thing, that you're going to go for something and you'll fail fucking miserably. People aren't going to buy in to your thing or what you have to express to the world in the same way that that you believe that the world needs to hear your stuff, or the same way that you feel that your important information needs to be shared with the world. Whether you're running workshops, or you're an actress, or you're building a company, a computer company, whatever it is, there's going to be something that's in you that you want to express to the world with the hope. And I'm using hope because that's initially what it is, with the hope that people will buy into what you have to offer. Now, first things first, one is that people don't know what it is that you want to offer to the world. And one, they don't know. And two, they don't give a fuck. Right. So, and I'm just being super harsh, but they don't. People don't give two shits about your dream, about what you're at your soul level, all that type of stuff. They don't actually care. What people want is something that is important for them. And even if they don't know that it's important for them, once they see it, or once they feel it, or once it's put in front of them, then they will know. It's like, wow, I didn't even realize, but I do need this thing. So it's up to you to share your information in a way where people understand what it is, where people buy in, and they buy into you. They buy into your product, or they buy into your wisdom, or what you've learned, and they buy into you and what you're creating. And now when the resistance comes up, that's right at the start. It's like, right, I'm deciding to do this thing. And then immediately you can plan for it. It's like, oh, there's the resistance. How you going, buddy? How you going? How you going, little resisty wisties? So when the resistance comes up, what do you do? The key thing to do is, one, you've got to call out the resistance. You've got to call it, whether you write it down or you just think about it. You're like, you know what? I knew this shit would come up. And then you either buy into it, or you go, nope, I had this initial intention to go for what it is that I wanted to go for. I had this moment of brilliance, this moment of creative genius, when I was like, yep, people need it. I want to share it. I'm going to go out and do it. And then you just have to stick to your initial moment of brilliance. You have to stick to your initial, whether it was a second, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When you wrote down these ideas, you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I just want to share this with everyone. And then, of course, the resistance pops up. Resisty wisty. Hello, resisty wisty. How you going? And when you notice it, when you call it out and you realize that the resistance is there, then it's fucking cool, because you're like, dude, I knew you were going to come up. And then what do? You've got to keep moving forward, and you've got to keep calling the resistance out. So this happened with me just the last couple of weeks. But for me, I've got this workshop coming up this Sunday, and every, like, I had this thing. It's like, dude, you've got to start going out. I haven't done a workshop since before COVID. I've been doing all my stuff online, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I feel this. I need to go do uh, I need to go do a workshop on intuition, and I want to share this with a shit ton of people and get to it. And then immediately the resistance came up. It's like, mate, no one's going to fucking rock up. Do you think anyone gives a shit about resistance or about intuition? No. Okay, cool. I went, nah, do you know what? I'm just going to move forward. I'm keep going. One person booked into the workshop. I'm going, ugh, no one's going to come. No one's going to come. Freaking out. This is shit. No one loves me. I'm the worst guy in the world. Next day, still one person, then two people, and then three people. I'm going, oh my God, I can't do this to three people. I'll be so embarrassed. Next day, three people. Next day, three people. I'm going, ugh. And now it's starting to fill up. And now I'm freaking out, going, oh my God, the resistance is still there, because I'm sitting there going, okay, so now I'm actually going to have to front up. I'm actually going to have to turn up to this thing. And it's the same thing with you. And I've committed to this thing. 2 weeks ago, I'm like, yep, got to do this workshop. I'm fucking excited. I'm excited to share my intuition work and all that type of stuff. And then, went through all the resistance. Each time I just called out the resisty wisties. I went, hey, you going? And I called it for what it is. And I moved through, just kept moving forward, trusting, believing. And I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck if there's one person there, 20 people there, 30 people there, fucking 40 people there. I don't care, whatever it is. I'm fronting up to that thing, because my initial thing was to sit, and not to sit, but to get in there and offer this offer this work, this wisdom that I've learned over the last 10, 15 years. And I'm so excited to share it. And I'm excited to do this workshop thing again, because I haven't done one for so long. But either way, it's the process. You have to understand that you're going to meet resistance at every step of the way. And the resistance is going to keep trying to pull you back and get you to move back into safety. And it's not on. If you're going to go for what you believe in, if you want to share your wisdom with the world, if you have a product that you believe the world needs to see, or you have an idea, whether it's a painting, whether it's whatever the fuck, whether it's poetry, whether it's writing, whether it's a new dance move, who the fuck cares? Like, get it done. Like, it's so important, guys. You have to call the resistance for what it is. And each step of the way, you will get the resistance, but you have to keep moving through. Even if you're just sitting there squirming, going, oh my God, I just want to quit. Don't fucking quit. It's easy as that. You just got to keep going, and you will be rewarded. You just got to keep going. Cool. All right. Done. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you one more story, because maybe this isn't that quick, but whatever. You can keep listening. But I want to tell you a story about one of my sort of clients. Yeah, one of my clients, right? He's got a super successful business, yeah, where he does like activations for businesses and whatever. But I spoke to him today. He started with a hot dog van, and he was telling me that he was selling one hot dog a fucking day. And he was fronting up with his hot dog cart every single day and rocking up to this place selling one hot dog a day. Can you imagine the resistance he would have had to quit, and he kept going because he believed in his product. He saw what his product was at the end of the day. And now, mate, this thing is worth squillions. His business is absolutely kicking ass. It's not a hot dog van, it's a whole empire of food carts, and he's doing activations for biggest companies around Australia. He's been looking at moving to the US and moving it to the US because there's none of this shit there. He's absolutely killing it. And he started selling one hot dog a day. Can you imagine the resistance he would have gone through? Huh, that is fucking epic. Like, what a machine. And you're a machine. I'm a fucking machine. So just get to it. Like, don't quit, keep going, use the resistance for your benefit, call it out, make it happen. Fucking love your guts. Have an epic time creating your shizzle.